Different types of Christian crosses explained. The cross was the object used to execute Jesus by crucifixion. Since then, the cross has become a symbol used by many Christians. However, different Christians will use different types of crosses, and I will explain them in this video. Crucifix. A cross that has a figure depicting Jesus nailed to it. Used by Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. The purpose is to remind people of the death and sacrifice of Jesus. Latin cross. A bare cross that does not depict anything on it. Used by iconoclast Protestants as they do reject creating images of Jesus like a crucifix would. Eastern Orthodox cross. A cross with two additional lines. Used by Eastern Orthodox Church and some Eastern Catholics. The top line represents the sign attached to the cross above the head of Jesus that read, "A King of the Jews." Bottom line represents the part used for the feet of Jesus and metaphorically represents heaven and hell by pointing up and down. Celtic cross. A bare cross with a circle around it. Used by European churches and the Presbyterian churches. Focuses on the resurrection of Jesus by not depicting his body on the cross, symbolizing he is not there as he has risen, and instead uses a halo circle representing holiness and the eternity of God. St. Peter's cross. An upside-down Latin cross. Used by few Catholics in the past. Represents how St. Peter was crucified upside down as he believed he did not deserve to die the same way as Jesus. St. Andrew's cross. A diagonal cross. Used by various flags. Represents the kind of cross St. Andrew was crucified on. St. Brigid's cross. A weaved structure of a cross with 3 arms. Used by Irish Catholics. 3 arms represent the Trinity. Greek cross. A cross with arms of equal length each. Used by Greek churches. All arms are of equal length to symbolize God's grace spreading to all corners of the world. Jerusalem cross. A cross surrounded by 4 smaller Greek crosses. Used by Crusaders during the Crusade of Jerusalem. Represents the 5 wounds of Christ and his 4 evangelists. Patriarchal cross. A cross with an extra bar on top. Used by patriarchs in the Orthodox churches. Extra bar represents the sign saying King of the Jews, which symbolizes the patriarch's apostolic authority. Papal cross. A cross with 3 bars. Used by the papacy of the Catholic Church. 3 bars represent the 3-office structure of the Catholic Church with the Pope as the supreme head. Assyrian cross. Cross with 9 dots and a 3-pronged crown. Used by members of the Assyrian Church of the East. 9 dots represent the 9 ministries of the Church, and the 3-pronged crown represents the Trinity. Armenian cross. A cross with 8 points attached to it. Used by Armenian Christians in the Oriental Orthodox Church. 8 points represent the 8 Beatitudes of Christianity. Coptic cross. Cross with 12 points. Used by Coptic Christians in the Oriental Orthodox Church. Each bar has 3 points representing the Trinity, and the overall 12 points symbolizes the 12 apostles. Ethiopian Orthodox cross. A cross with latticework design. Used by Ethiopian Christians. Latticework represents eternal life in heaven with Jesus. Ringed cross, cruciform halo. A cross inside a ring. Used by many Christians. Represents the authority of Christ over the cosmos. Thanks for watching. I will make my next video about different church styles as soon as I can.